The film called Beautiful Crazy.
Beautiful Crazy.
Beautiful Crazy,
okay.
yeah. We're going to release April on the next year in Taiwan. And right now it's still in the film festival circuit.
Okay.
And very different from the Chocolate Rap. Chocolate Rap has been made about 2 years ago. It's a story about the boys, how those break dancers, how they struggle. And this story about the 3 girls.
Okay.
Yeah, about
a feminine perspective.
yeah. And oddly enough, the film got picked up by some female film festival. I don't know why, but maybe because I think...
You're doing a good thing then. That's a good sign. Yeah.
Because this movie is more about talking about how they grow up, what's their experience from their sexual orientation, preference, to how the relationship with the family.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
wow, okay. So very diverse feminine perspectives. Okay, wonderful. Wow. So now that you are in Taiwan, do you think one day that you might consider coming back to Hollywood to make films here in the U.S.?
Yes, I already wrote a screenplay. It's a science fiction, movie project. The budget is quite huge. And hopefully, after 2 or 3 films in Taiwan, hopefully can get an opportunity, to have some co-production this year.
Fantastic. So one of the things that we're discussing here today is the different types of themes that are universal within these films that were made in Taiwan about Taiwanese culture, but being Taiwanese Americans or even mainstream audiences, it's interesting to take a look at the people of Taiwan, the culture of Taiwan, and realize that they're not so different from the culture and the people around the world. Our globe is getting smaller, our world is getting smaller. Mr. Joe Wang from Taipei Economic and Cultural Office, one of the sponsors of the film festival, can you maybe tell us a little bit about the film festival, the different types of films that we can see for the next couple days?
Okay, beginning from yesterday afternoon, we first screenplay director李启源feature film Chocolate Rap, and today we have another 5 feature films, including 2 documentaries screenplay at UCLA. Tomorrow we have several, and tomorrow night we're going to have a closing ceremony. But as you just mentioned a moment ago, movie is a universal language that we can communicate with all different people around the world. And as a diplomat from Taiwan, we are very, very thrilled and excited to have director Wei Deseng and director Li Qiyuan to participate in this first Taiwanese film festival ever held at UCLA and also in the Southland.
Yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity. As a Taiwanese American, I'm actually blessed to be able to go back to Taiwan once or twice a year, and I rarely have the opportunity to go to the movie theater there to see a Taiwanese film. So for me and for many of us living here in the United States, this is a fantastic chance to get to see Taiwanese films. It just doesn't happen very often, and in a theater setting, not being downloaded. And of course, we want to encourage our viewers, whenever possible, to always purchase the original DVDs and always go to the theater when you get an opportunity, because that's really the best way to experience these films. You kind of lose something when it's downloaded or it's kind of filtered through another medium. Right. So really, you got to have the entire movie-going experience. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. One of the things that we were talking about, Taiwanese culture and how Taiwanese cinema has kind of evolved over the years. I'm going to kind of open this up for discussion. How do you think that modern Taiwanese cinema has evolved throughout the last couple of years? Maybe Director Lee can begin.
I think the new generation director, they always create a new cinema language. And by creating a new cinema language, they also create a new sensibility, which can more communicate to the modern audience. And we try to find our language to communicate with our audience.
Your modern audience being that now we're in the information age. Everything is internet. fast communication.
Yeah, the way of their thinking very different from the past
traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, as we keep discussing, the themes are still the same. It's just they're maybe presented differently, they're shot differently.
Yeah.
What are some...
I think the human nature will never change, though.
Yeah. The themes keep coming back. The stories keep coming back, similar stories. Okay, Director Wei?
Sorry, can you just...
Sure. We wanted to know kind of how do you think contemporary Taiwanese film has changed, from maybe just a few years ago to now? What is different? What is new about these films that you want to make for the future?
现在电影因为我觉得因为经过了大概10年左右，那个好莱坞电影的大举进入台湾，整个台湾的门户是大开的。然后经过这些冲击以后，我想台湾电影在这几年之间有一个新的思考，就是说我们不会再依循西方的思考去做东方的事情，我们会做东方的思考去发展台湾的思考，出去给世界看。那我觉得这是一个很大的转机，因为是经过冲击以后的一个反省。那我想这应该也是台湾电影未来的一个就是所谓的每一个国家的电影都有它的光啊。那我想这就是台湾电影已经发展出自己的光的一个特色。对。
Wonderful.
So it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years that Hollywood movie already hugely showing in Taiwan. It actually has an impact for Taiwanese movie. And so in the past 10 years, Taiwanese filmmakers, they already think that maybe they should make film from their point of view, like from the, if you say West and you say from the East point of view, to make a movie to show to the Western people about their culture and their thought, but not only from the Western point of view to show the movie.
Yeah, we've had some recent successes with Taiwanese filmmakers such as Lynn Liou, who began with many films in the past, but really his huge success was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and it hit a chord with mainstream audiences. But those films still are kind of what mainstream audiences might think are typically Chinese films, martial arts, certain characters that we've come to know from Chinese cinema. But now what's different about Taiwanese films is we're getting this sort of authentic culture. I mean, culture back to the roots of what Taiwanese people are about, and that's really interesting and very special about the films that we can see here at the film festival. If you can give us one last plug about why our audiences should go take a look and the different types of films they can see.
Well, because of the roots. Culture is based on the roots. Director Wei and Director Lee just mentioned a moment ago, in every culture or in every language, you have to keep the soil, the root. And that's why we are here. That's why we're here to communicate the Taiwanese messages to the mainstream society in the United States.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Joe Wang, Director Lee, Director Wei, Ms. Chen. Thank you very much for joining us today on Top Topic. This is Lynn Liou. Join us next time.